We're chasing comedy, working on jokes, working on bits, seeing what sticks, seeing what stinks. We're chasing comedy, politics and current events, cultural shifts and psychological bents, the daily news, your grandpa's views, conspiracy theories, trending Google queries. Either way, it's all okay. We're chasing comedy. So listen up and we'll lay it all out, whether you're seeking wisdom or zoning out. Have your fill, it's all just for the mill, with Brian and Dustin, and we're chasing comedy. We're Brian and Dustin, and we're chasing comedy.
There it is. There's the silence that I just need in my life on a constant basis. Silence. You forget how much you appreciate silence when you have it. You're like, oh man, this is great. It's kind of
nice
like
peaceful.
Everything is peaceful. You know, being single, just not having friends. Like I've lost a lot of friends over the years and lost a lot of like social interactions. Unless they're comedians, I'm like, I just don't have time for you. But it's like I enjoy it, you know. And the more I'm around people, the more I want to not be around them and just be with the dogs and just not interact with humankind ever again. I think the pandemic really kind of set that for most of us, where you're just kind of like, we can do this. We don't have to be around people. This is
great. Nobody talked about the fact that there were people who were never as giddy as they were during that pandemic. I mean, that was an amazing thing that no one thought, like, oh, you know, when are they going to say? But there were people out there that were over the moon.
Yeah.
Because there was no FOMO.
Yeah.
That was the big thing. There was no FOMO.
Fear of missing out. We were all missing out. So it was not a thing.
Everybody was missing out.
It was the ultimate.
No fear.
Yeah.
There was nothing to miss out on. So people were not, anyone with social anxiety disorder or anyone that was like really that they
OCD, all that stuff.
Yeah. Any kind of social awkwardness that people have.
And it went two ways of relationships. It either brought you together in a stronger, like you finally got to spend quality time together, or it was the opposite, like, oh, wow, I can't believe I'm with this person because I can't escape them now. So it was like either people broke up or they had a kid. You know, it was like one or the other.
Wow, that's the two. Those are the two. Those are the two.
I have two friends that had kids during the pandemic. That's it's like, what else you gonna do? You know, how much Netflix can you watch? Eventually, all right, let's make a baby.
Yeah, let's bring another life into this world. You know what I mean? Like, why not? You know, instead of watching 6 Feet Under again, let's bring a child, and there's something.
A lot of people did that. Yeah, my friend.
I'm amazed. Do you ever think about the fact that you're the same age as, like, or older than your parents were when they had you, and you feel completely like that if you had a child, you wouldn't have any clue what to do? Like I've oftentimes thought of, like, my parents at a certain age. I look back, I go, wait a minute, my parents were 10 to 15 to 20 years younger than I am, and I don't think I can handle a child now. Like, I don't think I have the maturity or awareness to handle a child now. Like, I could probably do it now, right? But a number of years ago, when I probably would have wanted to or could have, or it was feasible, I was that's just a weird thing. You know?
I would have done a way better job than my parents. So they were drunk most of the time. So I feel
but
like,
isn't that a low bar?
I mean, it depends. You know, 70s, 80s parents were pretty much into cocktails and neglect. That was kind of a popular thing with children. So no, I think the neglect thing, and I think the there was a thing. God bless my parents. I feel like they just, their 20s were robbed, and so when they, because a lot of people had kids, like 17, 18, 20, whatever. Like, people had them young back then, and so I feel like a lot of times their good times were gone and they had kids. And then once the kids are old enough to like take care of themselves, then, a lot of parents in that particular era just went crazy.
That's a weird thing. That's a very strange thing, though, a phenomenon, because I find myself very nostalgic for my Gen X roots and my the feral way we were kind of raised, I see. I look at the people that are like that have helicopter parents over the involved parents, and I go, no, I would have preferred my parents, not that, right? Like I even as bad as my narcissistically messed up parents were, and I can't speak for you, had like overt like abuse and craziness in your family.
I mean,
right?
but most of my friends had the same parents, so it wasn't like it was kind of like a normal thing for like.
You mean your parents fathered and mothered all of those children?
No, but like neighbors were like that too.
Yeah,
it was
right.
like it was. I'm just saying it was like a common thing for like, hey, dad's drinking. It's the weekend. You know, everybody's. You know, the kids like, hey, nobody. Your kids, you're out in the woods. Nobody knew. You know, when you were coming back. Like it was like you know, like the feral thing. Like we were just all gone. My parents were good people. I don't want you to think they were awful people, but it's like we did have some moments where it got bad, but for the most part. They were just.
Well, when you
think they were caught up in like. I think the difference. One quick thing, and then you. Just I think they were caught up in like materialism. Like whereas like the parents were like, all right, I'm not giving this kid the emotional needs, or the psychological, or even caring about their life in the sense of like, their schoolwork or all that stuff. But they're wearing polo. Or they have the shoes. They're not going to get made fun of. Like they made the appearances were there.
That seemed to be a very common dynamic. My dad had the Hammaker Schlemmer catalog, and we didn't want for anything, but it was kind of like in many ways a bit of an emotional wasteland in terms of like attuning to what children's like need for present parents who are interested in them and compassionate towards their feelings as children. Like children were like, I mean, whenever that's why I always think it's funny when we see talk about punching down in comedy, and they go, you shouldn't punch down in comedy. But the one group you can punch down at is kids. Like you can you see so many mom comics or dad comics talking about like putting their kid in a trunk or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Ha 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 ha. And I understand it and I laugh at it, but I always think, well, that's the most powerless group of people on the planet is like a child, right? Like they have no rights at all. It's free. It's amazing. Like you can do anything to a kid and nobody will. If they can't, it's like you can raise your kid as long as it's within certain parameters. Don't molest them, don't beat them, and everything else you can do, right? You can humiliate them. You can.
I mean, you could beat them a little bit, but I think
beat them a little.
What's funny about the helicopter thing? It's like I always crave that. Like I wish, like whenever I see someone playing piano, I'm like, I just wish I'd had somebody in my life going, you should practice every day. You should do this every day. Like there was none of that. So I do, but those people never seem happy. You ever see somebody like playing piano? They're just like, I can play classical, but I'm just, I hate my life.
Well, because because helicopter parents are not. That's not what I'm referring to. People that's a parent that's sort of engaged in them.
That's a helicopter parent. Asian parents, a lot of.
No, I'm talking about helicopter parent. I'm talking about the helicopter parents where their emotional investment in the children.
Oh, okay. I'm talking tiger. Intense. I'm talking tiger moms.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about people who it's not that that people who their fulfillment is based on how their children do, where the children are imbued with this responsibility and the parents are overly, oh my God, what's he doing? What's he happening here? What if this happens? And they're so frightened and neurotic that they turn their kids into fragile, completely rickety, emotionally.
There's not a lot of men left too, and so I think there's a lot of like the idea of what that is. Because in my generation was like, you're gonna learn how to fight, you're gonna get a job when you're 16, you're gonna you're gonna know how to like change the oil on your car. You're going to know how, like, there was no, like, the masculinity was just thriving, and which maybe go the other way. Not that, I like men or anything, but I definitely was artistic and wanted to go to art school, didn't want to go to take over any sort of manly thing, but it was pushed on us.
Potential symptoms of health and here and
overprotective. Yeah. putting excessive pressure on children.
Intense desire to provide a different child. Yeah. That's the thing. When you're trying to give your kid a different childhood than you had, there's sort of this weird thing where basically what you're trying to do is heal your own trauma. And you want if the kid has any problems, you're like, you can't have any problems because you need to mirror back to me that I've done a better job. And it's just like, that's not the kid's job to like validate your, that you've triumphed over something, because that's a real gaslight when you like sit there going, you're happy, right? You're not a mess, right? And the kid's like, what? Like, why is your emotional fragility? The best you can do is be happy and represent to your kids what a enlightened, happy, well-adjusted human being is, which is somebody that isn't so overly neurotic.
I think it's a crapshoot every single time. It's the whole thing is a crapshoot. I mean, look at the Menendez brothers. Everything's a crapshoot. You can give your kids the world, the best education, support. It's all a crapshoot.
And they end up shooting you
in the middle of the night. Like
that's right.
It doesn't matter. You can give me as many books and theories on like all this. It really doesn't matter, because it's like, some kids thrive from like an over like bearing like football coach type parent, and then those kids go on to win Super Bowls and whatever and championships.
And then commit,
it doesn't matter. Yeah.
What was that kid? What was the guy? What was the murderer guy for the Patriots, the tight end guy?
Yeah, like, exactly. Menendez or something. No, Hernandez.
Another one.
Hernandez. Aaron Hernandez.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. I got there. I was getting there. Adam. Yeah. I was getting there. And it was a Dez. I knew it was a Dez. It was definitely a Dez. He's in the Holland Tunnel right now. But
yeah.
But no, it's like it's just a crapshoot, Like okay, I have dogs. Okay. I mean, my dogs have insurance. My dogs have outfits. My dogs get high-end dog food. My dogs have a babysitter. But they have emotional issues. I've been to training. I've taken them to dog training and everything else. And one of them is small, but likes to nip at large dogs, which is going to be a problem eventually. The other one doesn't trust the average human that's, just delivering something or being around. And so she's, it becomes a thing when people come in the house. I'm just saying, it doesn't matter what you do.
This is the nature.
Your kids are going to have issues.
This is the age-old nature-nurture debate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was raised wrong, but I'm pretty centered as a human. And so it's like, it just doesn't matter. I mean, I had crazy stuff happen to me and, but it's
but every child in your family grows up in a different family. You know that, right?
Yeah.
The first kid gets a different, he gets to take out certain things. And
the oldest was got all the good stuff. Like I'm the youngest. So I felt like they were over it by the time they got to me.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. They did. How many kids?
2 half brothers. So they don't really count.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
But it is what it is. But I don't think I think there's not one way of doing it. That's the problem. Everybody thinks their theory's right. Everybody thinks it's
well, you just want the good enough. You want parents to be just good enough, and most of us grew up in a way that was not. We made it, we survived, we came out of it with a certain level of. I was thinking about this today. Like in our family, humor was like such a weapon, and so that's what made me good as a comedian, but it also traumatized me, So it's like.
But you could have easily been like a corporate person or whatever. Like that could have been a avenue, and like if it wasn't for that little bit of dysfunction, you wouldn't have the exciting artistic life.
But I didn't even know. Yeah, but nobody in my family knew. I didn't know anything but show business my entire life. Like that was the only. My parents were both performers, so I had no. It never occurred to me that I should go into business or something, because it's I guess I'm going to be a comedian or an actor or something because that's what everyone else is doing around me. So, and then that's what I did because I was like, wow. And then I got out of school and I was like, what am I going to do? I had no idea I had no direction. My parents didn't ever ask me like, hey, they never asked me about my homework. They never said, are you going to go to college? They never even inquired. One day I just went, hey, I think I'm supposed to go to college, right? And they were like, you want to go to college, whatever, you know? And I went into a book and I picked out a college randomly. Like I just went because I was supposed to or something, but nobody helped me. Nobody, it was the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
You know?
I had to become a Mormon to go to college. Like it wasn't an easy process for me.
Wow.
That's the only way I could get it. Yeah, I've told you this before, but I converted the whole thing, and then, but yeah, it's like you go on a mission.
I didn't know you did it for the education.
Well, it's kind of like the GI Bill, you know.
Right.
And the Mormon has like basically you go on a mission, which is technically your army service, and then when you come back, they'll let you into a BYU school. No, it doesn't matter how bad your grades are. There's like two of them. There's the main university, which is in Utah, and then the other one is in Idaho. And so those of us that made the bad grades went to the one in Idaho, and then you kind of transfer out or whatever.
And when you say bad grades, like what? Can be specific.
Like bad, like F's and D's and C's,
really,
whatever. Yeah, they didn't care. It's like they made up for it as long as you went to served a mission. You were like, all right, we'll figure it out, you know. And it was just like, we'll get your grades up, and they did actually. I got grades, and I went to the best art school in the country because of that. If I hadn't gone, I wouldn't have. No way I would have gone to Parsons.
Why were you flunking everything in high school?
Mom getting beat up a lot caused a little problem. Drinking, just craziness in the house. You get to school, the last thing you want to do is like be present for schoolwork.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Of course. Yeah. Yikes.
Skipping classes.
Damn.
It's like whatever. I was, I wasn't doing delinquent stuff, but I could have easily gone down that road. And then Mormonism caught me, and so I was able to kind of get away from that. And Mormonism was basically the focus.
How did Mormonism catch you? That's fascinating.
A girlfriend.
Yeah, of course, always.
Yeah, it's always a girl. It's always a girl. Nobody's converting to Mormonism, with a dude friend,
Right. But I mean, she could have said like, I don't know, Scientology, worship Satan, whatever.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered. I needed something. Mormonism just happened to be the one that was there. It could have. I would have done anything. I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
It was just about anything to get me away from the noise, the chaos, and that was, these people were gentle. These people were friendly. I wouldn't trade that for anything. I loved it. I mean, I'm obviously not Mormon anymore, but I love.
Oh, Mormons are like amazingly,
It was great. I mean, once you get into all the intel, if you will, it's a little crazy, but the people in general are great, and it's it's a good organization. It's as good as any other religion. It's like
sure.
It's just some of the temple stuff is crazy, but once you get,
if you want to get away from chaos, there's a structure, there's a familial kind of thing in Mormonism. There's a
religion in general has a good like. We're trying to go to church again. It's like a Methodist church down the street. It's like it's very open. It's very like open to everybody. It's not this like right church or whatever. It's very Hollywood. They have a big AIDS ribbon on the side of it. Like it's like one of these places that all is welcome, which I feel is what's being lost with the idea of what Jesus was and all that. So, but I like the idea of church. I fought it as soon when I got out of the Mormons. I became like a drug addict and rock and roll and comedy and everything. So it was like the last thing I wanted was religion. And then now that I'm sober and I'm older, I'm like, it's nice to pray before you eat and maybe go to church on Sunday and just kind of be part of a community that's not comedians that are trying to get what you have or roast you or whatever. It's nice not being around comedians sometimes. It's really it's a pleasure when you're just like you don't have to have that. You don't have to be up. I mean, I love comedians, but it's but it's like there's
I smell a segue.
Yeah, what is that segue? Just be around people that aren't comedians.
No, comedians like because here's a bit that I now tell me once again, cancel me right now if I've done this on the show.
I'm sure you have.
No, about
I bet $10 you have. Go ahead.
okay. Well, Zelensky. All about Zelensky. Did I do my Zelensky bet?
Oh, now you're just going. I know you're purposely going somewhere else.
No. Ukraine. Zelensky, the leader of Zelensky, being a comedian.
Yes, absolutely. One of our first. That was one of the first episodes.
That's where. Yeah, right. And do we come up with
anything? Being a comedian, a lot. We had a bunch of tags. Yeah.
That's right.
It was really funny. It was about him being a comedian and like.
Yeah. So I mean, because I've been trying to, I have to write Elon Musk jokes tonight. I need Elon Musk jokes
for like a specific show or.
Yeah, my current offenses show. I'm doing my current offenses show at West Side Comedy Club, and I'm trying to, and I don't want to watch the news, but I have to, and so Trump is renaming the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America, and and they're fighting over it. I think it should be called the Gulf formerly known as the Gulf of Mexico, or I don't know. There's got to be some jokes there about he's naming. I don't know. He's going to name the Cape of Good Hope something, and the Strait of Hormuz something, and the Isle of Really White. I don't know. Maybe there's something funny. I don't know. You got anything? I got nothing.
Well, I've been so detached. No, I've been so detached from all that stuff. I told you I read the nice news, so I don't even know what's happening.
We can cut this. We can cut this. We don't have to
fine. Well, yeah, we gotta give Adam a little bit of a break too. We got to try to do episodes where he can have a normal life and not have to go in and cut everything.
Okay, so how about this? Yeah, we don't want him to cut stuff. So no, I mean we do want him to cut this section.
Yeah.
So what about RFK Jr. and antidepressant drugs? How about? Are we allowed to talk about that, or is that politics?
I mean, it is politics, but I gave up. What I was trying to get us to. We obviously can't do it, so we don't need millions of followers and real money and sponsors. So it's fine. Okay. We could just do politics because we don't want to like sell out venues and stuff because of our podcast. That's not the goal. So we could just keep going back to politics.
Yeah, but I feel like you're passive aggressively.
That is never the goal. That is never the goal. That's the joke. I am being passive aggressive. That's the joke.
No, but I mean, basically, you're saying that like I'm
it's all you. It's always been you. You know that. I love you like a brother that I wanted, but it's the truth. All right, so let's go. Let's get into it. Well, first of all, it's like, I mean, the most insane person, the most like, I've never met a more mental health antidepressant candidate in my life than this JFK Jr. And then it's like he's in charge of making these decisions, and then it's just like, and then and we're just taking it in. Well, here's the deal. It's like I was thinking about it in the sense of like he's a walking fake article. You know what I mean? Like I think that's a thing on the internet that's a problem. Like every time you look at an article, you're like Mark Wahlberg, called Tom Hanks woke and won't star in this new movie and and it's always fake. And like he's just spouting all these fake things.
But to play, I hate, as much as I hate to play devil's advocate, there's certain things.
Love that phrase.
John Stewart actually pointed this out, that there are certain things that RFK Jr. is saying that are actually right, which about dyes and chemicals in our food, and how awful the nutrition is that is given to kids, and processed foods and those kind of things. These are indisputably correct things.
They didn't kill us. We're still here.
But once again,
is a red M&M going to bring us down? Shut up.
Oh, here we go. Well, this is hilarious. Wait a minute. We know what's really funny about this? What's her name? Wasn't it Michelle Obama said, we want to give kids healthier lunches, and the right wing
they mocked her. They mocked her.
Yeah. They mocked her for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they mocked her for that. And so but okay, they mocked her for that. So right-wingers they mocked Michelle Obama. If Michelle Obama had said this, of course, any of the things that RFK is saying, they'd be trashing her. And left-wingers, if Michelle Obama had said some of the things that RFK is saying, they'd be supporting RFK. No question about it. Not all of the stuff. Relax, calm down, everyone. We don't want letters. I'm not saying we should get rid of polio vaccines or measles vaccines or some of the other stuff. But I'm definitely saying that some
and we're
of the
not
stuff,
right or left on this show. I want you to know that.
We are not.
Yeah. We're somewhere in the middle.
We're crazy in the middle. Right, Adam?
Okay.
Right, Adam? Right, Adam? Is this mic
on?
on?
He left. You walked to Adam.
I'm here.
Oh,
he's putting up scaffolding.
Yeah.
Is Adam putting up scaffolding? Okay.
He is. All right. Well, okay. No, but let's. I don't know. I think it's a slippery slope when people focus in on things that are actually helping people, and it's like antidepressants. Some people need them. My mom needs them. It's like she's. And that's the thing. They're cutting them from like seniors and stuff. It's like
Yeah, but you see, this is the thing. It's like I grew up with a brother who's manic depressive. Okay. Who was on every kind of medication. And I feel that some of that stuff was incredibly destructive because now this is just my experience. So my experience is different from other people's experience. I'm not saying that it hasn't helped people. I'm also saying that they give it out like jujubes, to anybody. And I don't even think they make jujubes anymore. So that's a bad reference, but they give it out like, I don't know, what's a gummy bears or whatever. I don't know. Or is this a slippery slope? Are we going to?
No, it's a slippery slope. But I just will say this: just because you have like a name that makes people think that you're, of political, airness or whatever it is, like it doesn't mean you have any idea what you're talking about.
None.
He's probably top 4 dumbest people I've ever heard talk in public, and I've heard a lot of dumb people talk. So he's, I think he's destructive. He's reckless. It's like he could make he's just making stuff up. That's the problem. Everybody's making stuff up. And it's just like if people get away with it, it's like, okay, the dye, whatever. Everybody knows that. There's nobody that doesn't know that.
Yeah,
like,
but
if
it's
you
still
don't
not
know
banned.
by now, if you're a 40-year-old man and you don't know that red dye is bad, you're an idiot. How do you not know that? We've been talking about red dye for 50 years.
I know, but why are we still using it?
How is that like a big thing that's like, oh, man, he discovered red dye's bad for us? Anybody could come up with that.
I think
you're not saving the country.
Adam, I want a large glass of red dye that I'm just going to drink on the show.
Every other country doesn't allow it. And so now it's like, you can't eat Skittles in France.
Wait a minute. Skittles
you can't
in
drink
France.
Mountain Dew in like Germany. Everybody else knows this. We're just,
this sounds like a really cool road trip. We're going to go on. Me and you are going to go. We're going to drink Mountain Dew in Germany. Mountain Dew in Germany, and red dye number 2. We're going to drink. What is it? Skittles in what'd you say? In Lithuania? Skittles in France. Skittles in France. Skittles in France and red dye number 2 in Lithuania or whatever the hell you just said. That's it. Wait, let me put on my redneck hat. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm going to put on my fur trapper hat. Hold on.
Oh, there you go. Oh, I love it. It's like that's a real wolf. Everybody, he killed it himself. He ate the meat.
I killed this with a crossbow. I killed this with a crossbow right here. This is my
but it's like your bit. It's like trying to tell people that cigarettes are bad for you. Yeah, so he's not saying anything that we don't all know, and that's when everybody. It's like just stop wasting our time with these. Like it's like shut up. It's
all right. Well,
and it's the same guy that's like endorses McDonald's. Is like puts this guy in charge, and it's just like really. We're supposed to listen to any of you when it comes to stuff. I don't care what Jon Stewart says. Anybody can make 4 statements that are like true, but what about the ones that aren't true?
Well, no, of course I understand that, but it's like, but you can't. Like, that's the thing. That's just like, if Michelle Obama had said some of the stuff about antidepressants,
Yeah, we get
and how they're over
it. Everybody hates women in this country. It's evident.
No, what I'm saying
Especially
is
black
that,
women. Yes, we
okay,
get it.
yeah,
We get it.
no,
We saw what happened. Yes, everybody hates them. We get it. That's why.
All right, let's move. Okay, let's move on to one of my favorite topics. Since have we put a bow on that one?
Let's keep going. I'm getting too revved up. What do you got?
I know. I want to mollify you. I want to find something for common ground on this show as I wear this pelt on my head. I need. What about Mitch McConnell? Let's talk.
Stop.
He's retired. I miss him all. He's retiring, and I miss him already.
He falls more than Chevy Chase first season of SNL.
What's that?
He falls down more than Chevy Chase first season of SNL.
He's retiring. He's retiring.
Thank goodness. I don't even know. That's great. That's great. Nobody cares.
All right. Well, then what? All right. Then what do you got?
I miss drinking. How about that?
You miss drinking.
Oh, I miss it. I miss it so much. Because every holiday is.
If I keep talking about RFK, you're going to start drinking.
I might. Yeah. Some red dye and vodka. But I miss drinking. It's like every holiday is just like is an excuse to drink. Yeah. It's like New Year's Eve and St. Patrick's Day and everything. Like there's no sober holidays. I feel like there's no, I think the closest thing would be President's Day this year would probably be the sober holiday. But but I feel like everything is like I missed.
Wouldn't looking at our presidential politics make you want to drink more heavily? Why would you? I don't understand that.
No, sobering, like it's a sobering feeling.
Oh wow, there you go. I went the other way. Okay,
yeah, you went the other way.
Yeah.
No, it's just I don't know. I just feel like there's not enough. Like I don't know. I wish there was a holiday where people just sit around and just drink flavored water and and instead of like every New Year's Eve party and every sort of celebration is just centered around alcohol. I wish we could just have maybe holidays are centered around a cheese plate and nobody's the cops aren't called and nobody wakes up to weird text.
You want a charcuterie board holiday.
Yeah, I want a holiday that's not sponsored by champagne,
That's right. That's what we need in this country. We need people on a holiday where people are eating kale chips and chia seeds. Okay, that's what we need.
No kale chips, no chia seeds.
Well, something.
I'm Pepperidge Farm. I'm all about the people. I'm just saying. I'm not. My snacks aren't better than you. I'm just saying everybody gets blasted for the holidays, and so yeah. And whatever. It's annoying. But here's one thing I do miss. This is a good one. I do miss. This is what I miss about drinking. I miss having an excuse. Because it was the greatest excuse ever. You could be like, "Hey, why didn't you show up last night?" I'd be like, "Jaeger, man."
Yeah.
Be like,
yeah.
Be like, "Did you kiss Larry's wife last night?" I was like, "Tequila." I can't be like, "Did you get in a fight with a cop last night?" Yeah, Coke Zero. You know what I mean? I miss the excuse of alcohol. Like it gave you this out.
Yeah,
you could just blame it on something. When you're sober,
get out of jail drunk card.
Yeah. So when you're sober, you don't have that excuse anymore. But I still lose my keys. I still wake up kind of hungover in a sense. But I feel like, it's definitely I miss.
No, that's good right there. Is this a bit? We're working on a bit here, right?
I'm leaving. I can't. Why do you have to say that? That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I know I'm really good at the conversational, but this is what I just want you to know. Every show, this is what I'm doing. Every time I speak, this is what I'm doing.
Okay, this is because I like that and I only say that, buddy, because I think that's where this is all I do all day. What the hell is wrong with you? How many episodes have we
turns
done?
on the record, that's every second. That's what I'm doing.
Every second. So you don't have to draw attention to it, Brian. Adam, fix this in post.
I just have you. No, this is great. No, this needs to be out there.
Gold stuff.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm leaving this in.
Yes, you better leave it
This
in.
is the best part of the show right now.
Are you doing a bit? I don't know. Are we doing the show?
Well, okay, so wait, go back.
Yeah. So
what did you just say?
I miss having alcohol as the excuse for messing up. Like, I feel like it's now when I mess up, I have nobody to blame but myself, and I do not like that. I like
but you said something right before that. Before I interrupted you awkwardly and ruined it, right? Because you had a run of things that you were saying that I was like, oh my God, that's a great. What the hell was it? Where you had what was it, Adam? Play it back. I know you can't. Okay, I know you can't play it back. There's no way to go back to that. But it was something about. It was right after you said Coke Zero, and then you said this run of things. In classic Dustin style, you have this casual way where you'll just throw away the thing. You'll blurt it out. It's great because you blurt it out because that means that we're onto it. Because it's like. What was that?
When your job
my job's to remember that
as co-host is to not say, "Are we writing a bit?" No, you just go and then we write it.
So just don't draw attention to the entire purpose of the show on the news.
Every single show.
I need excuses for every damn show. Are we writing now? Are we doing the show now?
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I don't know why I do that. Because I feel like when I interrupt you, I feel like I'm doing a bad thing.
You're not interrupting if you're adding to the tag. I don't get mad if you're tagging.
I didn't know we were tagging at that point. I thought we were talking. You want tagging, and I thought we were talking like people.
We are. Okay. You got to go conversational.
Yes.
To get to the thing. It's like I can't just go. I have to.
Yes, you can
talk it out. I got to talk it out. I gotta I gotta let it breathe.
Okay.
So
you got a piece of paper. So what was it?
This just says, an excuse for drinking. I miss having an excuse. It's like you can't when you're sober. You can't be like I fought the cops. Be like what? Coke Zero. Like you can't be like. I don't know. I just miss the idea of that. I don't know what I said, but just the idea of having excuses. Is like alcohol was the perfect excuse.
Yes.
You could always, it's like, and then you could keep it going. It could be like, it's just like, oh, I can't make that. You could cancel. That was great too. You just be like the next day, you'd be like,
I was hammered.
It's like, I would show, it's like, hey, you come to my girlfriend's birthday party. I'm sorry, man. I was out last night. I feel terrible. I'm hungover. Right. I gotta, so it's like, it's just, I don't know. It was always kind of this perfect excuse, and now
it is really an amazing. It really is an amazing. I mean, forget about being a social lubricant and everything else, but it allow. Well, it's like that Simpsons great joke of it's the cause of and solution alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems, and it certainly deals with it gives you an out, it gives you excuses, and so now you're bereft of excuses. Okay, we need to, you know what I mean? Like you now have no excuse for your bad beat. The only thing you need that it was something in there, something where you're saying like, now if I mess up, my human flaws have absolutely no justification.
Yeah, I have it on myself. Like when I lose my keys now, I get so angry. I'm like, there's no excuse for it now. Like, like when I lose my wallet now, I'm like. All right, dude, this is completely unacceptable.
Yeah, so this is about a tremendous amount of beating yourself up, which you didn't have to do when you had a justification for it.
I got crazy last night, lost my hat, lost my wallet, my phone.
Beat up, I stole a cop car. Yeah. I stole a cop car, but liquor.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Whiskey, Jack Daniels, brought to you by Jack Daniels. Yeah,
I thought I had something for this, and I can't remember what it was.
That's okay. You don't have to have anything. I just need to get it out.
Yeah.
But
Liquor.
Yeah.
I didn't even drink, and I never drank like that. So I have no excuses. I've never had an excuse. At least you had an excuse. I never had an excuse.
Well,
you went through an entire period.
I don't know if at least is a good. I mean, it's like
yes.
You dark period was worth it.
All of your bad choices. All of your bad choices had some semblance of justification, whereas mine, because I did not do drugs or alcohol, I completely have no out. What am I going to say? You're doing that now. I've been doing that my whole life. Welcome to the party, pal. Yeah. My whole life has been a constant need to justify why I'm not doing better than I am. And I can't lay it at the feet of liquor like you can. You lucky bastard. Okay. At least you drank and had a good time. Okay.
Yeah, psych wards, whatever. It's cool.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I was just I was able to be mentally ill without the help of any substances, right? Like I had issues that I did not treat with alcohol.
And part of me doesn't trust you because of that. Like every time I meet
exactly. People do that all the time.
Yeah, every time I meet somebody that's never drank, I'm like, really? Never?
Well, it's not that I never drank. I mean, I drank in college. I got hammered. I got hungover, but I was just not good at it. You know, I was one of those people that like when I would drink, you would be, like I said many times, there's a small window of fun where I would be kind of fun, and then I would pass out. And then,
I think that could be a funny thing too, where it's like I'll meet people that have never been drunk, they've never drank ever in their life, and I'm like, unless you have a beard and you're raising a barn on Saturdays, like I don't understand how you've never
had a drink. Yeah, I know there are people who don't who've never.
And
drank.
They say it, and I'm just like, I don't know. Yeah, I was like, well, I feel bad for them. At least I got to have a.
I wish that I could. I wish I was one of those people. There are people who their social, entire social milieu is created around alcohol, and it actually, allowed them to have a life. Like they go, my drinking days, you'll hear, I was doing this and I would do this and I would do this and everything else. And I go, damn, I wish I had that.
Well, the whole country is centered around it. The whole, showbiz and television, everything. I mean, every football game is Bud Light. It's like every New Year's Eve is like, whatever champagne is popular, whatever. There's White Claw. There's always a new Bartleman James, some sort of wine cooler. All the kids and they're drinking, and it's just constant. I mean, it's like I might have talked about this before, but my favorite music, one of my is country, and every song is Whiskey River, Take My Mind. It's always
always.
There's never a song about LaCroix.
There's not a theme to Coke Zero.
Yeah. LaCroix is not as sexy as Tennessee whiskey.
Yeah. A pine to Sprite. It's just nothing good. Yeah. This is an area that I almost can't even come up with because I'm not as good.
Oh, you entertain drunks for a living. What are you talking about?
I know that, but I don't have like the
you
personal.
Entertain them for a living. You interact with them. You talk to them every single night.
Yeah, but I'm good at like verbal wordplay and references, and I don't know the drinks. Like I go, what are the drink? Like I bartended. I went to bartender school, and the only drinks I could make, the only drinks I knew how to make were I went and I've studied. I could not remember the drinks, so the only drinks I could make were the ones that had all of the ingredients in the title. So if you ask for, unless they had the vodka, vodka Colin, a gin and tonic. Oh, great, coming right up. But if you ask for like some other weird, I would just give people gin and tonics all the time because I didn't know how to make anything.
The minded bartender.
Yeah. Whatever, and it's a gin and tonic, vodka, a gin. Something in Coke, rum and Coke. Yeah, I could make a rum and Coke and a gin and tonic. Other than that, if somebody would come up, give me a drink name or something like a margarita. I don't know what
like
the hell.
Sex on the Beach or something.
Yeah, Sex on the Beach. Yeah. I'd be just like, all right, I have no idea what that is, but I don't.
Now
like
it'd be easy. Now you could just Google that in 2 seconds. Like
right, but not when you're behind the bar every time.
Yeah, you could. You could do it on your watch. That'd be a smart one to do. You could just be like, Siri, how do you make a Sex on the Beach? And
that's true.
Just comes up and you just kind of do that. That would be. Yeah, I think the iWatch should be the way to go for you. If you let's say your comedy doesn't work out, you got to take some shifts. I think we got that license, which is a big deal. How'd you get the license? Like, I always thought that was funny that people had school for it.
Because I passed the exam. They give you. I was
How'd
very
you pass
good
the exam if you could only make a rum and coke?
Because I was a master of short-term memory. I got really good grades in school, but I would forget everything I learned like an hour after the test, right? Mm-hmm. Like, and so I was really good at like, I'll learn the things and then I get the degree. And then when I was out in the field, when they were asking for drinks, I had no idea what the hell was going on. And it suddenly dawned on me that I can't remember these drinks. And
that's a good bit. Just your short-term memory. I think it's like,
I don't know what the bit is,
The bit is your life, that you have short-term memory where like it's like if your girlfriend tells you something, or something, just is I don't know, just the idea of just kind of it, just going away,
Well, I wish there was a bit. I mean, I don't know what for me, like I like the idea of a bartender bit where I can only remember like rum and coke, a gin and tonic, and I need another one, whiskey,
old fashioned.
I know, but old fashioned doesn't have the things in the title, so
it would have, with the names in the title. Well, there's rum and coke, Jack and Coke,
Jack and Coke, rum and Coke,
vodka tonic,
gin and tonic. I say it has to be
gin and tonic, vodka cranberry.
Orange. What's in the orange? What's the thing with orange juice? Something in orange juice.
Well, that's a screwdriver.
Oh, yeah. See, that doesn't qualify either because it has to be rum and coke, gin and tonic,
cranberry, rum and coke, like anything like
Yeah, vodka, cranberry, rum and coke, gin and tonic. I'm fine. Anything after that, I have no idea. I have to consult a manual. It's going to take 4 hours for your drink to get here. While I Google it, I have to Google it. It's not that funny, and it's like
no. Well, I always look down on people that like drinking should be sad. Drinking should be like that's what I don't like. Is like it should just be 4 things you drink. It should don't be making like if you're drinking a drink with an umbrella and a pineapple slice, it's like I just that's
funny.
Yeah, that's not. Man, I'm sitting there.
Oh, that's really funny. That's really funny.
Back whiskey shots, with a cigarette.
Because what you're doing is you're dressing up the liquor.
Yeah, like you're trying to make it not depressing. Yeah.
So you have to. It's like I don't know. It's like you're putting a blonde.
Try to put a
wig.
Hawaiian shirt over a straight jacket.
Yeah, or your beer gut, or she's got a girl is I don't know something. There's something really funny about that. You have to put makeup on somebody to make them look more attractive. So
no, you're trying to make it like it's more fun. Like it's not. If you drinking's depressing, and so you're depressed, that's why you drink. And so when you put like an umbrella and a thing, that's really funny. You make it blue, whatever.
You put a piece of fruit in it. You try to delude yourself like I'm eating healthy. I'm drinking healthy. Look, I'm having fruit.
Yeah. You're no different than the wino on the corner. All right. Just because you have a coconut slice in there. Does it make you better than the guy talking to himself with a bottle of gin or whatever?
Yeah. Just like the umbrella is to cover your face in shame, even though it's not big enough, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, or you don't want people to see what you're drinking, or the umbrella is to cover up the fact that you're have alcohol in a cup, cover it up with an umbrella, put a cloak over it, like something like that. Throw a comforter. It's just like putting
you can put an umbrella and a pineapple slice. Still doesn't take away the fact that you don't talk to your dad.
Or exactly. Yeah,
that you lost custody of your kids.
Yes, that's great. That's funny.
Just because your drink is blue doesn't mean
Or I like the things where they they have the sword that they put through the olive, like you're a pirate or something. You know, don't they have those sword stars?
Sword. Just because you have a sword full of cherries doesn't mean that, like, you know, that
now I'm a drunk pirate. You know, like okay. Now I'm a drunk pirate. I got a parasol. I got a parasol in one hand and a thing. Like it's role playing. It's some kind of weird cosplay game.
Just you drink just because you drink a margarita doesn't mean that you don't hate Mexicans, you know, or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
In fact, I think it definitely means you hate Mexicans. That's why you're why you think you're drinking to drown the hate.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Listen, Donna, you know, just stop pretending to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. You know, I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's a few possibilities with these. I like the idea of all the accoutrements that go with liquor.
Yeah. No, I like it. No, I like the idea of, like, you know, we drank because we're depressed. We want to feel better, and then, like, you're trying to pretend like you're making it more fun or something, and, like, just the idea, you know, just like it's like putting, you know.
But like then you can anthropomorphize the drink where the alcohol itself knows what it is. And it doesn't, and we're trying to dress it up.
Just because you mix it with a Slurpee doesn't mean.
We're trying to, exactly.
Because that's what you're doing. That's what a daiquiri is. It's just like a Slurpee for grown-ups.
I'm pouring Bosco into Jack Daniels, and I'm not fooling anybody. You know what I mean? Like, look, I'm making a Nestle's Quick. Nestle's Quick.
It's called Kahlua. Shut up.
Yeah, Kahlua. Really? What are you, Don Ho over here? Right? No one's gonna get that, right? Like suddenly I'm on an episode of Hawaii.
It's fun to say though.
Yeah, I'm in Oahu. Yeah, like
especially you're in Aruba. Like they have all those goofy drinks.
Yeah. But I mean, look at the world of drinking where you're throwing produce in a glass. Yeah, you're throwing produce. With just like
drink whiskey. Chemicals. I don't understand why that's the only one people should drink is whiskey.
Or rubbing alcohol straight.
No, I think just whiskey. Whiskey's the only one you should drink.
Yeah.
Just drink whiskey. It's the best one. Scotch, whatever you want to call it. But whiskey I think is a brown liquor, you know, boom.
It's a
it does the job.
Yeah.
Get a cigar, cigarette.
Whatever the gateway drug is, it's the gateway and the what's the outway? I
don't need your funny fireballs and your sex on the beach and your stupid titles, and I don't need Slurpees with your
there's
fruits.
something called what's that thing called the fallacy of choice? Do you know about this? That if you give people too many options, they get more depressed. It's like that, and it's actually very confusing. But if you just give
it's like the Cheesecake Factory. It's like every time I'm in there, it's like what am I doing here? I don't know what I want.
This is ridiculous. Just give me some whiskey flavored cheesecake. I want cheesecake. I want cheesecake.
I would eat whiskey. That. I would eat that now.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I am a very big sober guy. However, if you put it in food, I'm not a weirdo. Like I'll eat a rum ball and be like, whoop, I didn't know it was rum in there, and I'm gonna eat 3
Oh, you're
more.
allowed to do that?
No, but that is my I'm the management of my own life, and if I'm okay with like the wine sauce and the thing. I'm not a freak. I'm not saying it's okay if you are and you don't want that in your food. I understand completely, but a little rum raisin. I mean, something's got to make up for the raisins in my ice cream. You know?
rum candy, rum raisin. Oh, rum raisin. Yeah,
that's an ice cream. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so that's what you want. It's like the what was it? The dancing raisins. What was that commercial? Didn't they have the raisins? They were liquored up.
Grapevine. Yeah.
Yeah, they heard it through the grapevine, but it was Sun-Kissed
California raisins.
California raisins.
Yes, the California raisins are getting
again. I got it before Adam, and then he piped in.
But that would be real. That was something.
But I like your enthusiasm. You want to make sure I get it.
rum, but rum raisin. Meaning that like you got a drunken, we're getting fruit drunk.
No,
you know what I mean? We're getting,
but I think it's like, it's just basic stuff. It's just like stop dressing it up. Stop. There shouldn't be. I think choice. We have too many choices. I think that's part of the problem. Too many choices.
I want a fruit cup with whiskey in it.
I don't want a fruit cup. I just want the whiskey. I don't want the fruit. Leave the fruit alone.
I know that. That's my point. Is like we don't need a fruit cup. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need it. Yeah. You don't need it. You don't need a fruit cup with whiskey. That's funny.
Yeah.
Fruit cup.
Yeah.
I like fruit cups.
I want, I got
Did you have it in Jell-O? That was always fun.
Yeah. Whatever happened to those commercials? No one's eating Jell-O anymore. What happened to that? Jell-O shots.
I don't know. I think Cosby getting in trouble. Everybody's disassociating themselves from Jell-O.
Yeah. I think that was it.
He ruined the brand of Jell-O.
Like that AIDS candy,
Yeah. Yeah, nobody eats that anymore.
No, it was AIDS candy. It's still those commercials.
That's how you close the show, everybody.
Go!
More hats. Hey.
Yeah. Bam.
I like the wolf hat. I think you should get 4 of those and just.
I know. I need to do that. I need to do
a zoo man. You'd be like a morning. You'd be the morning zoo man. Each hat has a different character. I like it.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. Petey and the muskrat in the morning. I love that.
Petey and the muskrat.
Yeah.
I totally look like a DJ with my shirt on.
Hold on. There you go. They're all hammered. Look at them. They're drunk.
Thanks for that great 4K picture you got there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wow. There's very little.
It looks like I'm drunk. Just reading it, I feel drunk. Yeah. Reading it. I had a rum ball and I'm watching the Raisins.
Yeah. No, you could do a reference to that and no one comedically would get it because it's incredibly dated. We got to do a show about, and we probably have, about, you got to update our references. We got to update the references because California Raisins, nobody knows. AIDS candy, nobody knows.
Let's do a retro.
Tom Carvel, nobody.
Adam's a big retro guy. He has like VHSs and stuff.
I got another one here. I was going to bring this up before, but just missed it. There we go.
Spuds MacKenzie.
Yes,
yeah.
That's another thing. Oh, this is very funny. So I'm definitely stealing all this. So when I was a kid, it was like famous dogs were drunk all the time. It was Spud McKenzie. And these are reason I wanted to drink. Look at him. Look how much fun he's having. He's so
Wait, was there another famous?
Well, Alex from
dog?
Stroh's was a big deal. That was another dog. Alex from Stroh's.
I don't remember that. Yeah, I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, Alex and Stroh's. I think he's the one that opened up the fridge. I think he was the one, right, Adam? Alex and Stroh's. Is that his name?
Yeah, I'm looking for that one.
Yeah, Alex and Stroh's. But Spud McKenzie alone was who doesn't want to be Spud? And this is the only pictures I've ever seen without hot babes around him. Yeah, he always had hot babes.
Hot babes. And I can't even. I'm looking at this going, oh my God, that's such a great reference for a dog reference. Sometimes you need a dog. Oh, this guy's walking on the he's the guy's got his support animal.
I can't wait to do the Spud McKenzie joke. I'm gonna be like, when I was a kid, we had Spud McKenzie.
Right. Spud McKenzie.
Some people go, why do you drink? Was it like Bukowski and Tom Waits?
Yeah.
No. Spud McKenzie is the reason I drank.
That's right. Man's best drinking buddy. Right. Man's best drinking buddy. There you go.
Spud. All right, everybody. Subscribe, share. This is the podcast you should be listening to. We write jokes. You see how the comedy sausage is made. Brian's going to get more hats. He's gonna eventually figure out what we're doing on the show and what I'm doing and who I am. His short-term memory. It comes and goes. We've seen it in live action on the show. The short-term memory.
Wait, look, I got a new joke. Look what else I got. The new joke hat.
Oh, the new joke hat. I love it. New hats. I love it. Look at that.
The new joke hat.
All right. We're at next week. We're gonna need it.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. God bless America.
Well, folks, that's our show. It's time for us to go. Make sure to follow us, give us a like, drop us a comment, and always subscribe. We're chasing comedy on all the socials. We hope you had a gas, had some laughs, and maybe you learned something too. Until next time, we're Brian and Dustin, and we're chasing comedy.